Did you hear me mocking you last week, Katie? I have a
Maybe?
headache.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my
I
gosh.
did. I was like, this motherfucker. Alexis has an excuse, but Katie doesn't have an excuse.
Right?
Last week kicked my ass. That's the one thing about owning your own fucking business.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get no vacation time, guys. So, I had to go back to work.
When you take a week off, everything just gets crammed back a week, and then the next week is just like 2 weeks in one.
Exactly.
I'm glad to see Alexis's camera is back to normal.
Still pissing me off. It's going in and out right now.
It's dramatic.
It heard Rick. It knew. It was like he wants to see the magic.
Yeah, let's make this happen.
So annoying.
Look at us matching. Twinsy.
Oh, shit. Look at you.
You can't even see.
You're like, no, right here. Right here.
Lower.
Like, the trick is duck down real quick and then pop up. It's got to outsmart the camera.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I love it.
So annoying. I could totally be shirt digging right now, and nobody would even know.
Nobody would know.
Like,
Who's gonna know?
nobody knows I'm shirt cocking it right now.
No, it was dicking.
I love that the girls have changed it to shirt dickin'. Like,
I'm not going to say that.
I'm not going to say that. That's a bad word.
that's a bad word. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Language.
Katie, I like your shirt too. Is that a Tory shirt?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we brought them for the girls.
I love it. I
I
love
love
it.
that.
This is the one I told Alexis the other day. I ordered the wrong size, and all I could think to myself was, in Brad's voice, but now it's a dress. Because it's so big.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
If there's enough fabric, you like trim some off the bottom and stitch it and make pockets.
Oh, genius.
And then you can walk around and say, look, it's got pockets.
Yep.
Yeah, and then it would be short enough for me to shirt dick it.
Look, Alexis is in pockets.
Pockets?
What?
I'm honestly just impressed you even thought about that.
Oh, he knows.
I read a meme a while ago and it said, like, if you ever notice that a girl's got something that actually has pockets, you should let her know that. And she'll immediately put her hands in and say, yeah,
Yeah.
look, they're great.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
something to that effect. So,
if you see a girl in a dress and her dress has pockets,
She will show
or
them to
even
you.
if you don't know that, if you just say, I like your dress or I like your skirt, she'll say, thanks, it has pockets.
Yeah.
It has
Yep.
pockets.
see,
Yeah.
there you
It
know.
has big
It's
pockets.
great.
Anyways, it's weird seeing you guys back on here on camera.
I
The
know.
last time was in
know.
person.
Last time in the parking lot.
Tony,
I
it
know.
feels the same, but
I actually came back.
yeah,
I've been gone for like a month.
Yeah, I
It
was going to
does
say,
feel like
it's
it's
been
been a while.
I thought Tony was going to hand us his fucking resignation letter. Like, fuck you guys, I got 3
My 2
kids
weeks
now.
notice.
No.
all right.
I bought a sign. I'm in it now.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Locked in now.
That's his in memoriam.
Yep.
Arms of an angel.
Oh.
So I've been hooked on these videos on YouTube. They're called React.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like millennial or like Gen Xers listening
No,
to 90s songs.
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Sorry.
Listening to like,
Oh,
90s, early 2000s stuff, and they have to like guess the song, like, or artist or like whatever. Yeah.
I've been so hooked on that shit. And it was like 80s music earlier.
Oh.
And I was fucking locked in.
Locked in. Sold.
The kids were talking to me. I was like, shh, go away.
I gotta see. I gotta see if any of these kids know this shit.
It's Simple Minds. You guys don't know about this. All right. I know I kept you guys long enough.
Yeah.
We just probably won't have much of an intro on tonight's episode, which is fine. We'll just get into it so we can get out of here for you guys. We might have to take a quick break to lay our middle child, Caleb, down because he decided to make things other than school a priority. So,
So he is in trouble.
Oh,
on
Yeah.
fucking fall break, too.
They're on fall break, and
bud, come on.
and he had many, many, many chances,
Yeah.
and school's number 1 here in our house. So, he's not going to have a fun break, unfortunately.
Yeah. We try to really reward the kids. Like One year they got all good grades, so he got an iPad. The next year, his brother, and unfortunately he did not get good grades, got an Oculus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, shit.
It's like one of those VR. It's like those VR things, you know. So we do like end of the year, you know, based on what your grades were, you get like a certain price point gift. And you know, so like if you have like all straight A's, which I think Tatum had like all A's and 1 B when he got his Oculus. You know, and so
he got the basic version, not the expanded basic.
What happens if they get F's? What kind of shitty gift are they getting?
They don't. They just anything under
work.
Anything
chores.
under
chores.
chores. Yeah. No. Anything under C's we don't count. So.
But C's get degrees.
Yeah, we just, but D's and F's don't. And F's, like if you bring me home an F at the end of the year, you're
getting a fucking spanking.
You're getting a fucked up summer.
Just kidding.
Little life hack though, if you want to get out of work, just get a fucking note. Yeah, just leave. Be an adult. Just say, I need to go.
I'm leaving. I'm going.
Every
home.
day's a half day if you're not a pussy and you just leave.
My God.
You just pop them all.
Just get really stoned and then put Visine in one eye and just be like, dude, I think I got pink eye. I gotta go. Nobody asks questions. Nobody, or you calling in your boss.
I've ever done that before.
Call into your boss and just be like, dude, I've got the worst diarrhea I have ever had in my life. And nobody wants to ask you a question.
Nobody's going to ask questions.
There are no follow-up questions.
No, they're like, all right, take the
Have
day
a good
off.
day.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Can't do that by text. That's a phone call. You got to sell that shit. Like,
Yeah.
I've just got the worst diarrhea, dude. It's so bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, me, Sam, and Zoe just went to hibachi for Zoe's first time. And Sam didn't even leave the restaurant before we realized we all had food poisoning or some sort of cross-contamination.
Oh, no.
I don't know what's worse, the getting sick part or the instant pee butt you get after.
Oh.
The worst part for me was spending $100 on food that made me sick.
Oh, my God, dude.
I was fucking pissed.
Oh,
I'd have been livid. Oh.
All right. Well, that ended on a high note. So let's get into this episode.
On that note,
We've set the bar low enough that we can only go up from here.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
we started from the bottom, now we're here.
So I had a coworker tell me that they listened to a couple episodes of our podcast.
Oh, no.
But he just did it randomly. Like he just scrolled back. And it was the one where we were talking about fucking eating taquitos from 7-Eleven and Circle K.
Oh,
That's a solid intro.
I was like, actually, dude, that is probably one of the best intros we've had. So I'm glad you picked that one.
It's like the only one I actually clipped and put on our page on our Instagram.
Shout out to the Raging Cajun.
Yeah. I know.
I was about to say that's when when Corey got some brownie points because he was talking about the Midwest gas stations.
Yeah.
Just FYI, if you go to Colorado, they have a gas station called Come and Go.
Mm-hmm.
It's KUM.
Which explains a lot of my early 20s.
Oh my God. Anyway, let's get into the show. You fucking fool.
I also got a bone to pick with you, Rick.
Oh.
I saw what you said last week that I'm the bad influence.
You are.
What?
You are. You totally are.
Was it last week?
Yeah, it was last week. Yeah.
I don't even remember what I said. I was inebriated.
Because I said balls like a bajillion times and you didn't react at all. And you were like, I think I should get credit for this. I didn't even make a single joke when you were talking about balls. And then you were like, I think it's Katie's fault. She's the bad influence.
It's true, though. It's true.
Balls.
Sorry, she said something earlier. She said something earlier and I
don't even remember what it was.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
No.
Let's play the music and I'll do the remix again.
Oh my God. Did you guys hear that last week?
I didn't notice it when I was watching, but I was in my car and I heard it. I was like, oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
Google Maps ain't got shit on me, bitch.
I live here now.
I live here now.
I don't want to live there.
I buy mom's spaghetti.
No.
My God.
Immediately, no.
Corrina's like, I just want to push the button.
Just push the button.
Press it.
Push the button.
Do it.
All of Katie and everything she's doing right now, you need to clip that and then make it its own thing.
Just add the fucking effects in shot and make that our new intro.
I wasn't even paying attention to the song or what anyone else is doing. I was just watching.
I missed all of it, and I'm so excited to edit it now.
It was quite amazing.
What you miss when you don't watch the fucking video on the Challenge Fandom Podcast.
Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
That song just gets you feeling some type of way.
It does. It's me and my moves.
Anyways, hey, welcome to the Challenge Fandom Podcast. My name's Rick Hayes. This is my beautiful wife, Corrina Hayes. We've got Katie, Bad Blood Pahura, Alexis Tex Rawson, also known as I Piss in the Field. And then we've got Tony, Stats, and Info Lance. 2 people for the price of 1. You're welcome.
Boom.
We're here to talk about Challenge, Season 40, Battle of the Eras, Episode number 7, Trust in Your Era.
Error.
I just can't stop doing that. So before we actually get into the episode and break it down, I've seen a lot of people online talking about this episode was boring.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get your guys' perspective on it. Did you think the episode was boring? Did you think it was a good episode? What would you kind of grade it?
It's like a middle episode. It wasn't necessarily a filler episode because stuff did happen, but it wasn't as like high stakes as some of the other episodes.
I agree with that. I think like it was a solid episode. I thought like, I don't know, like the daily was good. The elimination was all right, but it just, like Tony said, it was just like, meh, like it wasn't amazing. It wasn't bad. It was good.
I agree. I feel like it was just okay, but you got to have some of those.
I mean, I liked it the first time I watched it, especially with the party scene. And I feel like this daily was what we need for season 40. Like this is what we're missing. But then it was like all the little bits in between, and I can't put my finger on specifically what it was, but my second watch through, I was like, is it? This is going so slow. So, yeah, not my favorite, but.
Yeah, I agree. I think this episode was a lot of not necessarily it's going to be the buildup, but these are the little pieces that we're seeing that's going to start making these groups fall apart and getting the real controversy that we're seeing that is rumored to be coming on this season.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like you said, it's not a filler episode, but it's really fucking close. You know what I mean? I did like the daily. Elimination was cool. I mean, yeah.
It was all right.
It was like a B-C, I think is the best way I could put it. You know what I mean?
I'd say B-. I feel weird giving it a C, but.
Yeah, because then you don't get a present.
A's and B's get rewarded.
A's and B's.
The party, though, looked
like an
A+.
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 Honestly, that might be the best birthday party that we've ever seen on the show.
Yes.
To be honest, like I'm trying to think of a better
Mark's
birthday party.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love it when they have bouncers at the front door. That's what it reminds me of.
I can't even remember it.
It was the one
they had the guest list.
They were in Trinidad and Tobago. Where
literally have zero fucking memory of it.
Corrina loved it.
The lady, Joe, she was on that season. She got kicked off.
She left.
Yeah, she'd been manhandled on the island of Tobago. Yeah. No, I get it, but like I just don't. I don't know. I don't remember anything like super fucking spectacular from. We'll get into the party later.
All your ideas are stupid.
No, I'm not saying that. What did I say? I didn't even say stupid.
You did just now.
Did I?
Yeah.
I didn't say you're stupid. I said
there
she's
you go,
stupid.
right there.
We're gonna have this is like deja vu. We're gonna have to rewind it back.
Yeah, she'd been manhandled on the island of Tobago. Yeah. No, I get it, but like I just don't. I don't know. I don't remember anything like super fucking spectacular from. We'll get into the party later.
All your ideas are stupid.
No, I'm not saying that. What did I say? I didn't even say stupid.
You did just now.
Did I?
Yeah.
I didn't say you're stupid. I said
there
she's
you go,
stupid.
Right there. Corrina's going to love this on the edit.
I said she's stupid. God.
All right.
This guy, you say stupid and Rick's like, what are you talking about me?
Are you upset? Is everything okay?
Anyway, moving on.
The opening scene, though, look, I'm going to just revel in this for a second because I love these they go to the photo and it goes live. And the fact that it was the very first season of the challenge that I ever saw, which was them jumping off the stratosphere, I was like locked in right away. And what do you know? Foreshadowing. What are they doing later? Jumping off a building.
Okay, so then somebody needs to explain to me what last week's was about, because I still don't understand. Maybe I need to go back and re-listen to what Evelyn was saying or something. I don't know, because I still don't understand how last week's little...
I think it was someone's going to get injured and someone got injured.
Yeah.
That's what I think it really is.
But then we hardly highlighted it and we don't know what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
But we'll keep kind of talking about it.
Stupid.
Stupid.
I'm curious, what did you guys think about the Rachel Nehemiah conversation where Rachel was, I don't know, like Rachel was trying to talk to Nehemiah and try to set up like a, hey,
Era 1, Era 2.
We should, Era 1, Era 2 should work together so that we can like kind of handpick and curate who the targets are going to be so that we can protect each other moving forward, et cetera, et cetera. And Nehemiah kind of shoots her right down. And I'm curious what you guys thought about that.
I mean, you can't, you're not going to partner up with the group that's not doing as well as the other groups. And I mean, I understand what he's saying. She was like, well, we can work together. And he's like, yeah, but maybe we should have talked about that before you made me a target. Yeah. Like, there's no buy-in for him right now.
Right.
And I get that. Like, maybe next week, they could have had that conversation and said, like, look, this is how it went down. Nothing bad happened. Why don't we try to work together? I still don't think it's a great idea. But she could have had that conversation then rather than right after making him a target.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, here's my thing. Why would you negotiate with someone who's not in a position of power? Why? And then secondly, you guys are down at this point, down to 4 members. If you lose this elimination, you're down to 2. As another team, that guarantees I'm not in last place every time. I will take that every single time. So unfortunately, Rachel, as much as if I was in this game in any other era and she had this conversation with me, even though I'm the biggest fan of you in the world, and I've had a crush on you when I was 17 and it got me into road rules even more and blah, 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 blah. I'm not working with you. Sorry. I love you.
Yeah.
I wish if it gets to a point where you're not on that era, then yes.
Right.
But not now.
Like if it goes individual or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, here's my thing. My problem with this, I think it's a good strategy on Rachel's part. And if Nehemiah is going to work with any woman from Era 1, Rachel is obviously ideal. Yeah. However, it just feels like one of those situations where it's like, it felt like a desperate grab for help because their team is so. Why wasn't this conversation had last week or the week before or 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago? Now you want to have it because your team is down to literally like its last leg, and that last leg is injured. Okay, so like it just feels like a very desperate grab for help in the game when. If it was really about working together and stuff, this would have happened weeks ago. Like we're literally on the 7th episode. Like it's so, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of this approach. And I'm honestly glad that Nehemiah turned her down.
She's like, hey, do you want to work with our team now that half of our team is gone?
The best players on our team are gone other than myself. Yeah.
We've got 1 3/4 guys.
Yeah. But you want to be in an alliance with us, right?
Save us, please.
No, like so I don't know. I was happy that Nehemiah, stood his ground and I think that this is just it kind of a foreshadow and setup for what is going to end up happening later, between era 2 and era 3. So it's not like Nehemiah doesn't have plenty of connections through the house.
For reals. You got anything you want to add, Katie?
No, I feel like I would just be regurgitating what Corrina said because I literally, as soon as it happened, I was just like, and copying Rick. I love you, Rachel.
Yeah.
But this should have happened a couple weeks ago, not today, right after you just potentially could have sent him home. So maybe the timing we think about that a little bit. I get it. You tried, but.
And that's the thing is like, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt because like, all right, you haven't been on the flagship in a while. You were on All Stars for a little bit, and not to say you still can't play this game amazingly because I believe you can, but maybe it takes, 8, 9 episodes to get really back into the flow of like, okay, this is how I'm going to play this game.
Right.
And being on a team, I think is actually a hindrance for Rachel instead of being in a partner or an individual season.
Yes, I do agree with that.
Well, all the people that are for her are all split up on different eras. Like Josh and Tori, like they would ride for her for sure, but they're on different eras, so they're kind of tied.
They're super interesting too. I know this is off on a tangent, but their connections with all these different people who don't necessarily like each other.
Oh, Josh and Tori.
Yeah. It's funny
Very
to see.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like Devin and Bananas. I know we saw a different side of that at Devin's birthday, but you can see the like kind of little cracks in the armor from what happened last week with Michele.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But speaking of Devin's birthday party, you said, super badass. Whatever that stripper company is, I don't know if it's Entertainment Worldwide or whatever.
Prestige Worldwide.
Prestige Worldwide. Yeah. Worldwide.
Shiho and Chavez.
I can't even.
5 out of 5.
Yes.
Would use again. Get them for your bachelor and bachelorette parties.
Yes. Hired immediately.
Like the flip that Derek did and got ass right in Devin's face. Like
Ryan grinded on him. Like
nipple tape.
Yeah, Derek definitely has done that before.
Oh yeah, Derek's for sure done that.
I've never attempted something like that, but I don't think it would go very well the very first time. So he looks like he's had some practice.
Yes, I am sure that he has, and it was fucking awesome. And I just fucking love that, like, Devin was just going along with it. Like, having a good time, enjoying the party, enjoying, everything. Just, it was awesome.
The fact that people were making it rain, too. It was so over the top.
And, like, it was like fake money. I think they just, like, drew.
It looked like Monopoly money.
Yeah, I think they just, like, drew money on, like, paper and then, like, ripped it up or whatever, ripped it and fucking, it was all fake and everything. I fucking loved it.
You know what I loved? I loved Cara doing the roast as Cara.
Yes, she killed it.
That was amazing.
So good.
That was absolutely amazing.
Ryan said on his Instagram stories that she went on with everybody. He's like, I wish they showed it all because
she wrote them.
Like, yeah, I guess.
That's funny. I wondered if she wrote them because they were pretty good.
They were pretty good.
What she said about Michele.
Yeah.
You are the one.
Yeah.
You are the one.
That was so good.
So cute.
But the Darrell and Derek one.
And I'm just so happy I'm so happy we got something from Cara that wasn't related to Laurel.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh.
Just having fun, not the drama, not the bullshit, not related to Laurel. I loved it. And that's the thing. I like Cara like this, It's just that edit of her and Laurel, man, it kills it on both sides. And that's really production's fault. But
it's 100% production's fault.
Stop, leave it, let it die.
Yeah.
But really quick, before we move on from Devin's party, I just want to say this because it just so awesome. I just want to give major props to Tori. Because this is like just the coolest fucking thing ever. Like, the scene kicks off with her talking about how Devin was like, oh, everybody's too tired. Nobody wants to celebrate my birthday. And she's like, fuck that. This is my best fucking friend. And we are going to have a party. And then she proceeded to set up and throw him a badass party with strippers and, Laurel in that, sexy, skimpy little outfit as bottle service.
Security.
They had security. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody was dressed up and it was just awesome. So major props to Tori. I don't care. I know people don't like her. I know people don't like their friendship sometimes and say they're annoying. But that's a true fucking friend. Yeah. So shout out to Dave and Dave. Dave and Dave. Love their friendship. And just like that hug that he gave her, like towards the end of the scene when he got up and he was like saying thank you and he gave her a hug. Like that hug, you could just see the love. You could see the love of their friendship in that hug. And it's just I love it. And I know I used to have this whole thing where I was like, oh, I want Tori and Devin to like be together and fall in love and they'd be the perfect couple. And like, I'm now. No, I still think that they would make a really good couple, but I'm just at the point now where like I love their friendship so much that I'm like, please don't ever fuck up this friendship by dating. Okay, now just don't ever do it.
Tori and Michele talking about turning him into a Jersey boy.
Yes.
It's like, I'm happy for Michele that she's like getting him to come, but I'm even more happy for Tori.
Yeah.
If he is in Jersey, then she gets to see him more.
Yes. And I like that her and Michele are friends. So it's like, there doesn't have to be that weird jealousy thing. Like Michele knows about him and Tori's relationship. And so, it's like, and her and Michele get along. And so I love the whole situation. It's great.
Well, what I was going to say is that seeing Devin with Michele, and maybe it's influenced by seeing them on like Instagram, what they share on there. Like they seem like such a good fit together, like their personalities and everything.
Seem like they're married already, like an old married couple.
They're going to be at Taylor Swift concerts together.
They will be.
They will.
You're welcome for that.
They're both Swifties.
We have to go to the one in New York.
Dude, if I could afford it, I would do it.
Holy shit. We're going to make it happen.
Holy shit.
No, we will
tickets.
not.
I don't know how, but we're going to make it happen.
I'm telling you right now, I would rather put my kids in college.
Can't say that. You haven't been there. It was rare. I was there.
One last thing I do want to say about the birthday party, though, was I like the fact that Bananas took the cake and like smashed it on his face. And Devin had such like a cool, like genuine reaction. Like it was because we know the history behind them, but the fact that they've been able to move past that. And even though they're playing a game hard against each other, more so Bananas and Devin, that they can still step away and show that, hey, it's just a show. Outside of the show, we're still cool with each other.
Yeah, there's a level of respect between them. And I really like when we get to see it. And I think if it wasn't for this game, they'd actually probably be really good friends.
I agree.
Maybe. I think they could be friends, though. I do see that.
Yeah.
They're just so similar in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
You put this down, and the more I think about it, it's even more foreshadowing because Darrell and Derek are talking, and Darrell says his back isn't hurting anymore. And DK's like, I don't have any bruising or swelling around my knee, so that's good. And then we see him on the daily, and I'm like,
yeah, are you sure about that though, bro? Because
you're not fast as fuck, boy.
This is all like production's way of like setting this up to make it seem like, okay, you got to say that you're not that hurt because Like, we really thought he was going to go home. Like, I thought he was done for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they're just like reiterating, make sure you say something like your knee's not messed up that bad.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I should say how I feel and what I think's going on, but
You can tell us and you can cut it if you want to. I mean, you're in control of this.
You can say it, but I don't think you should put it out there to the public.
A few moments later.
anyway.
Doodaloo, doodaloo.
Oh my God. I forgot about the doodaloo.
You're welcome.
Oh my God.
Doodaloo, doodaloo.
Doodaloo, doodaloo.
Game off.
Something.
Game on.
It's so stupid.
My Wayne's World pop vinyls are up too high.
Can I just throw something in that I thought was kind of funny about Derek and Darrell?
Yeah.
They both told each other, don't be a little bitch
Yeah.
at different points. Because the first time I watched it, I heard Derek say, don't be a bitch to Darrell on the roof. And I was like, how could you do that? Like, he's about to jump for the very first time and you tell him, don't be a bitch. But then when I watched it again, when they were sitting there talking about his knee, Darrell said, don't be a bitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's just so funny because that's just like, so them.
Yeah.
Well, now that you bring that up, it's they've talked about their injuries, and maybe not just specifically them, but other people in their era have talked about it outside the house. That I don't want to say it's necessarily a rule, but it's pretty close, which is you don't tell people how bad you're injured in the challenge house
Yeah.
because they're going to target you to get you out.
Yes.
But
Immediately.
anyways, we get into the daily next, which leap of faith. Not bad. I'm not upset about this
I
one.
like that.
It could have been worse.
It could have been worse with the title.
Yeah,
It really
the title could have been worse. Absolutely.
The daily maybe didn't play as well to TV viewers, but still a cool ass daily, something we would expect to see on the challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Better than them hugging each other and having to like dance over beams, which
Yes.
was the
Yes.
stupidest fucking shit
Yeah.
ever.
That was so dumb.
So basically what they're 56.
There's conflicting, people say conflicting
Yeah.
numbers. I'm going off what TJ said. He said it was 56 stories. And then the on-screen little thing said that was equal to 861 feet. So very, very high in the air. Yeah, I mean, they got to jump out and grab those flags. There's a couple of ways of getting penalties. And then there's the one bonus flag for a 3-minute, deduction off your time. Pretty much fastest to get all the flags for the puzzles and get the puzzle put together wins.
Yeah.
Slowest loses. Pretty simple. I like these dailies. I like when they keep it simple. There's not, but you got to do it in this order, and then you got to come over here and do this, and then you got to go do that. Like it was simple. Jump, grab a flag, pull your teammate up, have the other one do the puzzle. Done. Easy.
So the way they break it up is 4 people at random, 2 men, 2 women are going to get picked to do the jump. The remaining team members will work on the puzzle. Error 1, only having 4 people. Everybody's jumping. Only one person can do the puzzle. Which,
that was the part I didn't understand, though. Why only one person can do the puzzle?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they have allowed 2 or 3? I didn't get that.
I feel like they should have.
Yeah,
I
it
feel
was
like,
weird.
yeah, it gave them a huge disadvantage
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
from, no pun intended, but from the jump.
Boom.
Like you've left one person to do a puzzle that if anything goes wrong, they're screwed.
Yeah. I mean, this was the episode that they really missed CT.
With the pro tips.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, not even the pro tips, just the puzzle. Because he's the only one on Error 1 that was really puzzle.
With tangerines.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. I mean, Darrell might have done well.
I was going to say Darrell might have.
I did say that, could you imagine if CT was still on the team and he had to jump and they had to pull his ass up?
Yeah.
Like, I would be so scared if I were him. That's my only complaint about this daily is they should have had like a crank or something, because the pull on the rope or whatever it is, obviously not a rope, but like, I don't know, it just seemed too much tension on the pulley system. There needed to be something else. I felt like it could have been better in the way they were pulling up.
Yeah, well, I think there was some sort of locking system maybe or something, because I remember when they were trying to pull Josh up, Theo kept saying like, it's not locking, or it's not clicking or something like that. So
did he pick up an elephant too?
Oh my God, the fucking
Stop
elephant.
eating cheeseburgers.
They're so mean to Josh, dude. They were talking so much shit.
Please pull me up.
Did you guys catch Darrell's?
The way he was hanging though, just
Yeah.
Did you guys catch Darrell's confessional?
Oh yeah. It's in my notes.
That's so good. So fucking good. But what I was going to say is the one thing that I think could have made this more interesting to the viewer is instead of having all those flags set up like right next to each other, that they could have taken like added 1 or 2 advantages and put them further out and say, oh, this one's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to really kind of, make it more competitive.
That's actually, I think that's a good idea. And look at
You're
that.
not stupid.
Yeah, you're not stupid
Not
with
right
this
now.
one.
Write down the timestamp, Rick.
Yeah, because nobody even missed a flag. Nobody missed a jump. Nobody missed a flag.
Yeah.
Nobody missed a jump, and the only person to get a penalty was Tina on Era 1 because she had grabbed the two flags at one time. But here's some more credit to Rick. While we were watching the episode, he actually noticed something that I didn't notice in my 2 times of watching it. They had a timer there.
Oh yeah, they did.
The big clock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there was only one hand on it, and it would start at the 12 when each team started, and it would run through. And then when a new team started, it would go back to 12. So they had some sort of idea while they were up there of how quickly they needed to get stuff done to come into first. But I thought that was very interesting that they did have a timer on this episode. And it makes me wonder if they've had timers on any of the other episodes, any of the other dailies, then we just haven't noticed, or like it wasn't in the shot or whatever.
We'll have to ask someone.
So,
jeez, I am a mess tonight. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all good.
Get it together, would ya?
So I'll run through the jumpers real quick. So Era 2, it's bananas, and he's like, "Suck my ass, TJ." Of course it is.
Suck my fucking ass. I'm like, you killed it, bananas.
Yeah, it's all right.
I still liked it.
It was good.
Hi, Jenga.
Okay, that's not mine.
That's Jenga.
Hi,
That's
Jenga.
fair.
I don't have anything that does that.
She's saying,
Suck my ass,
And then we got Nehemiah, and then Laurel's pick me fucking ass. Oh, me.
Yep, and then a V.
I mean, I like Laurel, but still, like, come on, Laurel. Like, let's not.
Yeah.
Era 3, we get Devin, Jordan, Tori, Naya, and then my line of the night is when they pick Naya, and she goes, "My heart just fell right out of my ass."
And she literally looked like she was going to puke.
yeah. I fully believe that if Jordan wouldn't have been picked, she might have backed out. But like the fact that she knows he would be down her throat about it, she probably was just like, "Well, I gotta fucking do this."
Yeah, that's never mind.
I had the same thing because I was gonna say it wasn't the first time he's probably been down.
That's not what I was gonna say.
Okay.
You're a dick. You're a dick.
It's also probably not the first time he yelled at her, but he would have yelled at her.
I was gonna say like I'm a little upset right now because did you guys see?
I saw your story.
Naya and Tina's back and forth on Twitter. Well, there's a whole thing in there where Naya's talking about Jordan and how like she's like, "Oh, you guys will see later," but basically like Jordan wasn't on Naya's side as much as Naya thought that he was. And so now I'm like,
I know.
Jordan, what do you do? Like you're in trouble and I don't even know what you do, but you're going to be in trouble for it, bruh. What did you do to Naya?
I don't believe the hype. I'm sorry. You can't convince me that Jordan, who's friends with someone, isn't going to look out for him in the game.
I know. I'm just talking shit, but
I know, but now I have also been like spiraling. I'm like, what happened?
Because if it comes between choosing, Naya or Tori or Naya or Laurel, then, So I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. But yes, I did like her confessional there. It was pretty funny.
And then the last thing I'll talk about as far as them selecting is Josh. And like how serendipitous that was. That was fucking great.
God. He was so excited too. And then like that was the thing that made them lose.
Oh, yeah. But did you hear him though? When he said Jenny's name, when Jenny got pulled, he was like, Jenny.
Jenny.
Most beautiful name in the world. Yeah. So obviously, Era 4, Josh jumps off first, takes them fucking forever to pull him up because rope malfunction or, just.
I want to know what happened.
Yeah. Mental
did
malfunction.
They not know what they were doing? Was something broken?
He was first, so they had to figure out the technique, and they were literally just pulling the rope. Like, it just didn't seem like the best way, in my opinion.
Yeah, it did not seem like the best way to do it. I was like, I was very confused. I was very confused because I'm like, and I know Josh is a big boy, right? He's very tall. He's a heavy guy, but
he's not
like,
that big.
That really though? Yeah, like really, he's that much. Bigger than like Kylan? Like I'm curious. Well, I know Kylan didn't jump, but I'm just saying like
Theo.
it just felt.
I feel like Josh is more dense than. I mean, I've never met Theo in real life, and I guess muscle weighs a lot, but I don't know. Josh is big.
Yeah,
and hanging over. I don't know, like how gravity works, and he was just like.
If you don't have the rope, you fall.
Yeah,
I don't know how gravity works.
I just feel like it was really, really heavy.
Little Rick.
He was just extra heavy because he was just hanging there, dead weight.
He picked up an elephant on the way down.
Science Corner with Alexis.
You mean to tell me dinosaurs are real?
Oh my God.
I'll explain that one later. I really think it was just, like you guys said, they didn't figure out the technique. It also bothered me that every time they showed them pulling the rope, they were only going back like 5 feet. It's like, you're on a helipad. You can go back 40 feet. You're good.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Pulling. Just keep going.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I get it. Era 2 did really well. They fucking smoked
Derek
it.
killed that fucking puzzle.
Yeah.
It was like 10 seconds and he was done.
Dude, Bananas giving him the compliment he did is very telling. And I looked at Corrina and I said, could you imagine if like Derek makes another final or he comes back and he, goes on a good run, like how pissed people are going to be because you robbed us of like 10 years of we could have had Derek on here doing really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's shitty.
Yeah.
Era 3 does really good, kills it. Era 1, fucking Darrell, like
Tina got that penalty for grabbing the 2 flags.
Yeah.
Darrell actually killed it.
He wasn't being a bitch.
Good.
Yes,
He jumped. He got
Can we
his
talk
flag.
about his quote too?
What was it?
Just he was talking about what he tells his kids, and when you what do you say? Hold on, I gotta get it right.
All right.
When you get uncomfortable, you grow, and that is so fucking true in literally all life situations.
I was so shocked that he jumped.
I know.
I thought since last week that he was not going to jump. He's never jumped. He even said, I've never jumped off a building.
And he's backed out of so many heights. Well, not so many. That's dramatic. He's backed out of a few of them.
I could see him being like, well, we're already not doing very good, so I'm just not going to do this. But they all were like, okay, we have to do even better now. So I was hyped for him.
Yeah, I was very happy for Darrell. And I loved that, he was the one who got the bonus flag that kind of, it didn't bring them back even, but it definitely, I think, probably helped them.
Yeah.
To stay out of last. So
I think it's funny because obviously Era 4 ends up losing this. Era 3 wins by like less than a minute.
Yeah.
But I just have this feeling that Era 1 was like, oh, fuck, finally we didn't lose. We get a week off. Gotcha, bitch.
Wah, wah, wah.
Gotcha.
So after the daily, we get into the house deliberation. And you know what? Thank you, challenge. I don't know if you're really listening to us, but bar and club scenes are back for good, baby. Let's go.
Oh my God. You're such a dork.
I love it.
I don't mind the bar and club scenes when there's when stuff happens, right? Like there was a few conversations and stuff. Obviously, some things popped off in the club this episode. But like last week's episode, it was fucking pointless. So they literally could have showed us nothing from the bar and it would have been fine. Like there was nothing that happened there that didn't get talked about or said or shown at a different point in the show, you know? So it's just, I don't mind them when they're purposeful, but I don't like when they just throw club scenes in just to throw them in.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's better than some of the shit we've been thrown in the last few seasons that we get. But with that being said, I like the fact that we got to see these people breaking off into sections or into groups that you don't usually see, like Nehemiah, Darrell, Jordan, Corey, sitting there playing pool, all talking shit.
Fucking Darrell, dude.
And no one got mad. It was so fun.
Yeah.
I was almost pissing my pants because I thought it was so funny.
Yeah. It was honestly one of my favorite parts of the episode. And especially when he's like, oh, I heard Kylan wants you because he's already beat you once. And just Corey's fucking face.
Yeah, it was so great. So good.
It was like such a quick comeback too. Like, oh, well, that's funny because I heard Kylan wants you because he's already beat you once.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much.
It was good. It was really good.
So usually I'm not a big fan of a lot of the sappy stuff unless it involves TJ.
Yeah.
But Michele telling her story about her brother, it made me like her so much more.
Yes. I agree too.
Just right here.
Yeah, it got me. That one got me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I knew a bit about it, but I didn't know like the full scope of it until that, which is kind of nice because like I know her from Survivor, but you still get to learn more and more.
Right.
Just based on the format change between the Survivor and the challenge.
Right.
Yeah, agreed. And it added a layer of she's not just the girl from Survivor who's really good at reading the game, but maybe not physical enough for the challenge. It just revealed more of the person than
it humanized her. And that's the thing. That's why we love, you know, when they do these little personal pieces, or even when we get to do like Challengers Unplugged, which I know to the listeners, we haven't done one in a while. Don't worry, they're coming back.
Maybe.
Life's just been crazy. But anyway,
we're in Michigan.
We've been doing things, okay, guys?
We've been doing stuff, okay?
We've been living life, bro.
Yeah, because we live here now, okay? So
shirt cocking in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, it was a very sweet story. I'm glad that Michele got a chance to share it.
I'm so sorry. I said shirt cocking in as we're talking about Michelle's beautiful story, and I just felt like a complete prick, which I am, but
you should
par for the course. No, it really hit me when she was like, and he can sit there and laugh or be happy for me or laugh, like I said, about me doing something stupid on the show. And it was just like you said, it humanized her a lot, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Then we get the scene of Michele with Tina.
Oh my God.
And look, I understand where they were going, but like, Tina always comes out swinging so fucking hard. She doesn't have like that, let's talk about this and let me persuade you. It's, I don't want to have to kill you.
Yeah, I don't want to have to take you out.
Yeah. I love how Michele handled it, though.
Fucking squeeze me.
She did real good.
Yeah, she did.
Like, she stayed so level, just like, okay.
Okay.
I think I'll come back, but, you know, we'll see.
Yeah. No. I don't know. I think that I talked a little bit about this a couple weeks ago. And it's nothing like against Tina or anything like that. I just feel like I like her as a person. I'm starting to get back to that space where I'm not necessarily a big fan of her in the game. And I feel like there's a lot of entitlement like coming from that era, like this whole idea of, you know, I need the week off, give me a break. That's not how this game works, sweetie. And you would think that you would know that because you are part of what built the rules for this game. And that's one of the rules. Like, you don't get a week off because you've had to go into the last few. That's not how it works, you know? And so a lot of it feels very entitled. And I hate to say that because I do like Tina, but I think it's that veteran like mentality of like, I deserve to be here, you know, and it's like, no, nobody
I've already
deserves
earned my stripes.
I've earned my spot. I've put in my time. And it's like, no, that's not how any of this works.
I think, to me, like, I don't disagree with you, but I also think some of it, specifically with Tina, is a matter of being more confident verbally to compensate for possibly not feeling as confident when really she's being put side by side against Rachel.
Yeah.
In every situation.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a very hard spot to be in. So I think, like, I can see her trying to talk perhaps a bigger game than she may be intent on playing.
Yeah.
To sort of offset that, because if you look at Rachel and you look at Tina and you have to go into elimination against one of them, I don't know who's going to pick Rachel.
Right. Yeah.
And that's no disrespect to Tina.
No.
But Rachel could take all of us.
Yeah. And I think Tina is smart enough and knows the game well enough from her experience that she realizes the predicament that Error One's in. So she's high on the defense right now. Big time on the defense. So she's going to come out swinging to try to... They come from that era, which was intimidation over persuasion.
Yeah.
And you can see it heavy. And then we get into another kind of, not necessarily an argument, but like a disagreement between Corey and Devin, where Corey brings up, hey, look, we're all supposed to be volunteering and it's your turn, Devin. And he's like, bro, my woman's down there. If she wins, she's not going to pick me.
Yeah.
You
so
know.
I'm curious, what do you guys think? Should Devin still have to self-nominate this week because it's his turn, even though Michelle's the one down there, assuming that, you know, at this point they're assuming that she'll win, and obviously she does end up winning. But should Devin have to still self-nominate this week?
I mean, technically, yes, in the sense that they've already decided, and I think it was Jordan that might have said it, that we've decided this ahead of time so that there's no guesswork or anything else. We just go in a rotation and you're next in the rotation. So really, if Devin says, doesn't matter if I self-nominate, she's not picking me, then self-nominate. And then it's on Michele if she doesn't pick him and then picks Corey anyway. Like, then he does what he's supposed to do as per his team. So I think that he should have self-nominated. But I like Devin, so I'm fine that he didn't. It sucks that means that it falls on Corey.
I'm just going to say real quick, because it's hive mind right here. Like, literally when this was happening on the rewatch, I looked at Corrina. I said, if I was Devin in this situation, when we got to the point if Michele won and she said any volunteers, I would go like this. And if she didn't pick me, then that's on her. But I did my part. You know what I mean? So
he also could have behind the scenes told her, hey, I'm going to self-nominate so it looks like I'm doing something really good for my team, but then you pick Corey. Like,
yes. Yeah. And that's exactly what I was going to say.
Rule number 12 of the challenge, lie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was going to say. Look, I don't blame Devin because rule number 1, don't self-nominate. Don't nominate yourself for elimination. You just don't do that. I get where the deal comes in, you know, with his team. But I can't blame him for not wanting to do it. Just like I didn't hold it against Michele for not doing it, you know, 2 weeks ago or whenever it was that she was supposed to do it, but she didn't end up self-nominating. So I don't blame him, but he should have done it.
Yeah.
But I was going to say exactly what Alexis said. If I was Devin, I would have been like, fine, whatever, I'll self-nominate. And then I would have talked to Michele, you know, behind the scenes, off camera, whatever, and been like, hey, I have to do this. But, you know, if you wanted to just go ahead and say Corey's name anyway, that would be great.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know why he didn't just do that. I do, you know what? I do give him props, though, for being honest with Corey. Like, he was straight up like, look, this is what it's going to be. I don't want you to be surprised. This is what it is.
Yeah. No, and I do give him that. Like, he was straight up about it, and that's Devin's game. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. I just have a counterpoint. Do you think that because he has sort of like skipped his self-nomination, do you think that he would self-nominate this coming week?
I would hope so.
Like I can see Devin doing that as well. Like
they just switch places. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if he would have said she's down there, like even if I self-nominate, she's not going to say my name. So no matter so if I don't get picked this week, then I'll self-nominate next week.
Right.
I think that's a good point. I think it is. And I think Corey sees Bananas gets nominated more than likely, and he knows, fuck, there goes one person that's absolutely going to put me in if they're in their power, if they're in the position of power.
Right.
The last conversation we get before we go into nominations is between Rachel and Naya. And if I remember this right, Rachel's trying to push you don't want to put in Tina. You want to get out a strong team. Era 2's really competitive. They're the ones that you guys are always, going against. And I just find it kind of funny because once again, Rachel's trying to build a bridge, which you should have tried to build maybe 7 episodes ago.
At least 5.
Yeah.
4 to 5 episodes ago.
And who knows? Maybe she did and we just didn't see it.
Very possible.
Editing. It could have happened.
It could have.
Very, very possible.
Per what they are showing us, it seems to be that's nothing.
So I'm curious where everybody here where everybody sits with this, because myself personally, I see both sides of this. I see the side that Rachel's trying to push of, hey, you have a chance of putting in, players from 2 different strong teams. And either way, you're weakening one of the really strong teams here. But then, obviously the next scene is when we go into nominations and literally nothing happens. But what we end up hearing from Jordan later is that, they decide to go with the stronger team. They're going to protect the stronger team, work with the stronger team. And so I see that side too, where you don't necessarily want to stick your neck out and save someone who can't do anything for you in the game. So I'm curious, what would you guys have done? Would you guys have, saved Era 1 and taking the friendships out of it? I'm taking the Nehemiah-Naya friendship out, the Naya-Tina friendship out. I'm just looking at the strategy point of this decision. And I'm curious, which way would you guys have gone?
Challenge rules dictate that you continue to send the same person in until they go home.
Good point.
This is just an era. That's the only difference. It's the same as when rookies come in and the same rookie gets sent in again and again and again until they leave, and then they move on to the next one.
Yep.
Era 1 is becoming, ironically, the rookie in this situation. And that's what it comes down to. For me, I think that makes the most sense. If you're going to align with somebody who's going to presumably have your back, better to align with the people that could presumably win the daily.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel if I'm taking the alliances and friendships out of it, I feel like it does, what Tony says makes total sense as one gameplay, but I feel like if it's season 40 and you want to make big moves, you go for the strong players, because right now we are playing as teams. And if you do have that chance to knock out 2 of the strongest players, why wouldn't you do it? Shoot your shot while you got it. But this one threw me because of the alliances and friendships.
So my argument against that is name a stronger team that was up there other than Rachel and Darrell. We're talking about 6 combined final wins. Nehemiah and Aviv don't have that.
Yeah, but
Kylan and fucking Jenny don't have that. And yes, Kylan and Jenny are beasts, but the people that are to me, I think that Naya made the right decision. That Era 1 is a wounded animal. And instead of it letting it sit there, put it out of its fucking misery, get it out of there, and give yourself the best chance to move forward with your team being mostly intact and being one of the stronger teams. And then go after Era 2. You know what I mean? Or Era 4, but you're working with Era 4. So I get what Rachel's trying to do, but you're trying to preserve something that you should have been building an alliance with these other eras a lot earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with Tony, but I also feel like there's always a hierarchy of your friendships and who's going to get voted first, second, and third. And yes, Naya is friends with all of these people, but Nehemiah is her closest friend, so I wouldn't expect her to save anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
And you got to know that, just like Naya probably has to know that she's on a hierarchy as well.
Well, and see, and obviously, I agree with Naya and Jordan's final decision. First of all, going to the Rachel Durrell thing, yes, they have 6 championships, but it's been a really fucking long time since they got those.
Yeah.
So, yes, they were top-notch players in their time, but are they top-notch players today in Challenge 40? You know what I mean? And then my other thoughts on that is Kyland and Michele versus Nehemiah and Aviv in the elimination probably would have been a little bit more entertaining. But let's presume that Kyland and Michele still win. They take Nehemiah and Aviv they knock Nehemiah and Aviv off of Era 4, which, is a little bit of a blow, but how much is it really going to affect Era 2?
Yeah.
Like, is it really going to affect their team so much that they start doing worse in the dailies, losing Nehemiah and Aviv? Or are you just pissing off people like Bananas, Laurel, Cara, you know what I mean? By going after their team when you had a literal injured animal sitting right there waiting for the attack, Yeah.
Last week was the week to go after Era 2. It's not this week.
Exactly. You know, and that's nothing against Nehemiah and Aviv. And I don't want to say like that they don't make a difference on the team, because they do. But it's not, the only way that would have been a really good decision, in my opinion, is then if Nehemiah and Aviv end up winning and Kyland and Michele get sent home off of Era 4, because that does severely weaken Era 4. But like, why would she risk that? She's literally sleeping with Kyland. Like, and that's the thing that I don't get. Why would she risk sending in, her best friend against her boyfriend? Like, right there, you should have known you were going in, Tina.
And that's the thing. They should have known, because why would you ever sacrifice 2 of your closest alliance members to go against each other? Just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And she also was the only person who fucked up during the daily.
Yeah.
Like,
twice, technically.
If you don't know who to pick, I'm sorry, I'm going to pick the person who did poorly or not great during the day.
The other thing, too, that I just thought of is if they do align with Era 1, say, despite knowing that presumably Era 1's going to go in a couple more times and be taken off the board, who are Era 3 and 4 going to go against?
And that's it, right there.
Sorry, Era 2 and 4.
No, I get what you were saying. And I fucked up earlier. I said Kyland and Jenny when it was Kyland and Michele. And Rachel and Durrell when it's Tina and Durrell. But
we know what you meant.
I hit the right button.
You did it. I know.
Did.
I was so proud of you.
Did we get a...
Oh, wait.
Wait, I haven't heard... Oh, it's magical in my ears.
It's been a minute since we've done one.
Well, we're back, and we're about to talk about post-nominations, because nothing happened in nominations.
Literally nothing happened.
There was a good quote by Kyland, though.
I was just saying, Kyland?
Yeah, Kyland did pretty well.
He sure did.
What'd he say?
He said it with his chest.
He did. He said that really what it comes down to is he's not going to say that he wants one or the other, because what it comes down to, and he looks across the table, is the only difference between him and them are championships.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was a pretty good quote.
And I will give the camera work and the editing some props, because there was this awesome shot of the back of Kyland's chair while he's saying this, and it's framed perfectly that Durrell and Nehemiah are in between the chairs on either side.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly framed.
I'm glad you gave that to him now, because I'm going to say something later that's not going to be possible.
Well, that's why I said I say it when it happens, nice. Because it's rare.
Extra rare.
Extra. So anyway, after the nomination, after they all leave the nomination chamber, we get the scene where Jordan and Naya go to tell Tina and Darrell that it's going to be them. And Naya kind of, lays in bed and she's like hugging Tina. I'm curious how you guys feel about this because I've gotten quite a bit of mixed emotions, mixed reactions to this moment. So I'm curious, how did you guys feel about the way Naya approached telling Tina?
I feel like if the tables were turned and Naya was laying in the bed and someone was about to put her into elimination and came up and was like hugging all over her, she would be like, bitch, get off of me.
Yeah.
And I would not go hug someone. Just sit on the bed. That was just too much.
There are better ways. Like it gave very mixed signals of like, it clearly looked as if she was going to come in and say that they saved them.
That's fair.
So that would have been like an absolute whiplash of emotions for Tina and Darrell.
I'm double-sided on this one in the fact that, one, it takes balls to go into someone's room and look them in the eye and say, you're the ones we're going to put in.
You. Yeah.
Secondly, you don't have to do all that. You could just come in and say, hey, it's you, and walk out the room and let them process it and then talk to them later.
Yeah.
Because nothing good's going to come out of sitting there and just trying to press the issue.
The third word after it's you is not going to end well. Just like, it's you, bye.
Yeah. If you want to talk, I'll be in my room.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Look, I see both sides of this. Taking into account that Naya and Tina, were friends, are friends. I don't know. I know that they're friends, but they're fighting right now. But knowing that they were friends, or at least friendly, I see where Naya was just trying to maybe like soften the blow.
Yeah.
And it's, honestly, it's something I could see myself doing to a friend. You know what I mean? Like if I actually care about you, like I'm going to make the move that I need to make, but I'm also going to feel really bad and guilty about it. And I'm going to try to deliver the news in a way that maybe, makes you feel like I still love you. Like I'm holding you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please don't fucking hate me. Like just, I have to do this, And so I see that part, but I also see where like, if I was Tina and somebody did that to me, I'd immediately want to punch you in the face. Don't fucking touch me right now. Cause now I'm pissed and don't fucking touch me. So I see both sides of this. But I just, I don't think that Naya was trying to be like malicious, or like somebody had said something about like she was trying to mislead Tina. Like, I don't think she was trying to do anything malicious by this. But I do see where, for Tina, that's like kind of uncomfortable. Like, don't touch me now.
So this is kind of a change, but like, I'm so sick of people playing but we're friends. We're friends outside of this game. Okay, but inside this game, we're playing a fucking game for life-changing money. Like, I got to do what's best for me.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of that narrative. And like, that's why on that poll that Naya put up about the situation where the reason that Naya gave for putting Tina and Darrell in, and you put it on for a little bit more of a unbiased view.
For anyone listening that didn't see, Naya had taken a poll on Twitter where she was like asking all of her followers and everybody on Twitter, like, was what I did valid or was it whack? And it had came out like, I want to say like 63% to
68-32.
It was 68-32, 68% justified, valid, 32% it was whack. And Tina had replied and was like, that's inaccurate. You can't do that. Like, these are your followers. They're biased. Like, this poll is stupid. And so I reran that same exact poll on our page because it's, we're not like a Naya fan page or anything like that, or a Tina fan page. And the funny thing is that after running the poll for nearly 11 hours, we have the exact same percentage results. 68% that it was justified, 32% that it was wiggity whack, as Tina had worded it in her Twitter response. So,
wiggity, error, whack.
Yeah. So
you're welcome.
I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, this definitely came down to the friendships, I feel like. And while Naya and Tina might be friends, I think that Naya's confessional, I can't remember if it was a confessional or if it was one of the things that I read on Twitter, but she had said something about, that like Nehemiah is someone that she talks to like a couple times a week, like 3 or 4 times a week. They like take trips to see each other. Like they literally visit each other and all of this. And her saying that made me think that her and Tina don't have that same relationship. So then I was like, how are you this upset over somebody that, and you're cool with, but it's not like someone you talk to on a regular basis or you go visit and see or something like that? Like, why are you so upset, especially when the other person that's available to be voted in does have that relationship with her? Like, I don't know. It felt very, again, like entitled. It felt very entitled to me.
I don't know. That's what bothers me. Like I said, don't play the but we're friends role. Like, Tina, you're not going to sit there and tell me and have me believe that you're not going to vote someone who's your friend that's not Rachel, that you're not going to vote them in a situation where it benefits your game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she did vote Rachel in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, and like Naya pointed out, they made her target. Like, so, I just.
Yeah. I mean, what the fuck?
I don't understand. I don't understand. And this is where I'm getting like that entitlement feeling is like, give me the week off. I deserve a break. And it's like, no, you need to perform if you want a break.
She should be happy she's just getting her stats up.
Yeah. Honestly.
It's a gift.
It's a gift.
And, after Tina and Jordan argue for a while, Jordan says, like, the reason we're not going after Era 2 is because we're going to partner up with the stronger team, not the one that's down to 4 members, perhaps 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that aren't performing very well, because the thing is even after, the format is going to change. We all know, it's going to change at some point. If we had a season of the challenge in this day and age where the format did not change, I would be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked. So we know it's going to change. I just don't know whether it's going to go like individual or like partners or whatever. But at the end of the day, for someone like Naya, let's say it does go to partners. Who are you going to rather have there? Yeah. Nehemiah or Derek and his bad knee, Darrell and his bad back? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can't blame Naya and Jordan for this decision to kind of stick by Era 2.
Yeah, no, I agree. So we didn't talk about during the daily, but there was a confessional that Bananas gave about Ryan, about how he just kind of sat there and watched Derek C do the puzzle. And in defense of Ryan, there wasn't much he was going to do to help Derek
so
in
did
that
Kara.
situation.
Yeah, nobody did anything.
Olivia didn't on her. I know it's a different team, but
I didn't even see Olivia in this episode.
She played to her strength, which is just like Emmy did with CT. You tell me what you need. Oh, you need this piece? I got you.
Here you go.
Here you go. I got you. You do the rest.
You do the rest. No, Bananas actually had a couple confessionals this episode about Ryan. And that's funny because I was curious like how Katie's handling her challenge boyfriend talking shit about her challenge bestie.
That's what I was thinking the whole episode.
Yeah. So, Katie, give us an insight into how you're feeling.
The floor is yours.
Well, you see here, I'm having a hard time, guys. Having a real rough time. Not easy. Not easy in these times. I can see where they're both coming from. And so I feel like I'm Switzerland. Because, like, I'm not going to lie. If I would be a Ryan on the show. I'm just not going to be the best on my team. I'm going to do the best I can. Mm-hmm. But I'm also not just going to toss myself in there willy-nilly.
Yeah.
No, I want to win money too.
Yeah.
But I get where Bananas is coming from, feeling like I don't think he is carrying the team, but he is playing a strong game. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I will say, I did see, Ryan was talking on his stories and he explained something and I was like, oh, I didn't think of that. He was like, I really don't want to throw myself in, especially knowing that Laurel has thrown challenges already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's not to say she's gonna throw me in the second that I'm a target or throw a challenge? And I was like, I don't know why I hadn't thought about that, but valid.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that either.
Yeah, so I'm stuck in the middle here.
I was just going to say, like, Bananas is pissed at Ryan that he hasn't self-nominated. Has Bananas self-nominated? He's been made the target.
Yeah.
Because he's a target. But he hasn't self-nominated.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think
that's not like, you don't get to claim that you've done something great because somebody made you a target and you had a hissy fit.
Yeah.
Did you feel better after your nap and your timeout? Like,
right.
Piss off.
I like Bananas. Its record can be shown. I've always talked about liking Bananas. He's the one that got me back into the show. With that being said, you're the 7-time champ. Of course you're the target every week.
Literally.
Jesus. And I understand you have to be upset because you have to make a show. You can't just say, oh, I'm okay with being the target. You got to be an asshole about it. And I get that and I appreciate it. But bro, seven
of them.
Don't be mean to Ryan.
Yeah, no, I again, I see where Bananas is coming from, but at the same time, it's like, dude, let's not pretend like you haven't played a very similar game, you know, sacrificing people and playing to, you know, your alliances and your friends so that you don't have to go into elimination. Yeah. Like, let's not pretend like you've never done that. You're mad right now because you're the one being targeted. And I can't remember who said that on the show. But one thing that I did want to discuss before we go into the elimination is right after the Bananas and Ryan fight, we get a confessional from Derek C. And I can't remember word for word what he says, but he pretty much just kind of points out that at the end of the day, he's like, it's easy. All we have to do is just be nice to the girls and they won't pick us as targets. And this clicked something for me because I hadn't ever really thought about it this way. And it instantly reminded me of the voting setup format for Rivals 2, where all the girls voted for the guys and the guys voted for the girls. And so, you know, we had that whole thing where CT was flirting with all the girls to stay in their good graces so they wouldn't vote for him, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And so this, you know, it's kind of one of those things that's like your past and the things that you have done and said to, you know, especially the women are backfiring on you. And then on top of that, like Rick said, you're a fucking 7-time champ, bro. Like, so you're just kind of, you know, it's a shitty position to be in, but it's your position this season, you know, sorry about it. Like, I don't even know.
There's a reason why the house threw Devin a birthday party and the house makes Bananas a target.
Yeah, exactly. I don't blame Ryan for playing the way that he's playing. You know, you play to your strengths and not everybody's strength is, you know, like being super athletic or anything like that. And not to say that Ryan isn't athletic, but his strength is his connections, his friendships, his social game. And he's playing it perfectly. So I really can't say anything against his game. I know people are out there hating on him for, you know, the same reasons Bananas is, but that's how the game's always been. Like, I don't know when it turned into this idea that like everybody has to be like a super competitor or they don't deserve to be on the show. Like, it's weird.
If that was the narrative.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. You're good. It's true. It's the narrative. And it's the fact that if it wasn't for people that played this type of game, we wouldn't have some of the greatest members in cast history because not everybody was fucking CT.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and here's the thing. I know people don't like him on the challenge. I think he's great for the challenge. But Josh Martinez, like you watch his Big Brother season, he didn't play like where he won the equivalent of dailies.
Right.
He played the social game and aligned himself with the right people. And they call it in Big Brother floating, but it's not. It's just playing socially better than anybody else. Yeah. And if you can get away with that, why wouldn't you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So getting into the elimination, once again, they kind of hit on the title, Boxster phobia. Like, I'm not mad about that at all. Well played.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
Golf clap.
I wish it was less clunky, but I don't know how to fix it. When they said it, I was like, it took me a second to understand what they were going for. And then once they did, I was like, oh, but then I couldn't think of anything else that was any better.
Yeah, exactly. I sat there for a minute. I was like, no, that's solid. I'll take it. It's a 6 out of 10.
Look, I don't feel like this is the first time that we've seen it, but I know for sure it's the first time I've brought it up all season. But I feel like he was wearing them earlier, but Jordan's glasses though. Right?
They just seem
dark black ones?
Yeah, they seem too clunky.
Sam made a comment about them,
wears
and I
them
wish
well.
I could remember what it
He
was.
can wear anything and make it look good.
Or nothing.
He gives Steve-O vibes with those glasses.
I don't care. I like it.
I didn't say that was a bad thing. That was just, as soon as I saw him, I immediately thought of Steve-O.
That's fair. I thought of Elton John.
What did Sam say about him?
I can't really remember what he said about it, but he definitely compared him to somebody with the glasses.
Gotcha.
Okay.
We'll have to know in the morning. Please.
That'll be on the Patreon.
Right?
We'll do a comparison story.
Only dads.
Know what Alexis's husband said about Jordan.
Special interview with Sam.
Sam says.
The elusive Sam. He's been mentioned.
Sam, I am.
But he hasn't made it on camera yet.
I will never say that to him. Don't worry. I might.
I was going to say, if you don't, I will.
Oh my God.
Green eggs and ham.
You're such a dork. What'd you guys think about this elimination?
I liked it. I like eliminations where it's not just based on physical ability. Like anyone can do this. And it played well to who the competitors were in this. Like, because I would have been pissed if it was a pole wrestle and it was Tina and Michele.
Yeah.
Because it's a foregone conclusion for the most part. And it was one of those, as a viewer, I looked at it and I was like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah. Yeah. It was something that was feasible. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I liked that there were different ways to do it, much like math. But like you looked at Kylan, and Kylan was just fucking firing the poles out of the entire structure and halfway across Vietnam. But then Tina was only taking out the bottom ones and going under them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Michele sort of adapted to that partway through. But it was really interesting because as soon as they started, I was like, you can just take the bottom ones out and go under. And then Tina started doing that. And I thought that she was going to run away with it because Michele seemed to be trying to take out way more than she needed to.
I actually liked this elimination. It wasn't bad at all. And I do like eliminations where there's different ways to approach it. But yeah, man, Kylan was just firing those things. I was like, how is he moving that damn fast? And he's fucking doing the math as he's going, just boom, 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 boom. I was like, is this footage sped up or something? Like, this is confusing. But yeah, no, I did notice Michele kind of switching up her strategy about halfway through, but I'm curious how many times they had to, do that circle, go back through, because both girls, like, for some reason, they just could not keep those numbers in their head.
I just real quick, and I'm sorry, Tony, I really compared this to like a grown up version of Kerplunk. That's what it felt like.
Yes.
That's a good game.
Yeah. I love that.
What were you going to, but Tony, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no worries. I was going to say, like, I found it really interesting that they kept running around to the other side, because if they took all the poles out, they can just look straight through the glass and just reverse the number.
Yeah.
That might have added another layer to the
like the layers
to the
of
memorization, though.
To the confusion.
That's one extra step. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that they called Kylan the calculator.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
God.
definitely his new nickname.
Even before the elimination. Just in the house.
I think someone called him a robot, too. I thought I wrote it.
I think it's so
Derek called him a robot.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Dude, he's good. Like, he's just
so good.
He's really
He's built
good
for the challenge.
He is. Somebody said that. I can't remember who said it in their confessional, but somebody said that on the show. And I was like, it's not just us that sees this. And the weirdest part is that Kylan has so many fucking haters out there. And I don't know where it comes from other than like people talk about the Big Brother thing. And I'm like, fucking cry about it, dude. Xavier, like, whatever. Anyway.
If the people in the beef are over it, you can be over it too.
Yeah,
yes,
literally.
exactly.
it's the fact that one, well, here, let me say this. As good as Kylan is, I think Xavier would be as good or better in the challenge. That's just my personal thought, and maybe
I'd like to see them both on there.
I think them working together in a rival situation, they would be one of the top pairs, really hard to beat.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think a lot of people don't like Kylan because he doesn't bullshit. He just tells you the way he sees it. There's a filter, but it's not the filter that a lot of people want.
See, yeah, and that's the thing is so many people call him fake, and I'm like, I just don't know where that comes from. I don't know where you get that vibe. I don't, because I don't get that at all from Kylan, you know?
No, to me, it's the absolute opposite. Like, what I like about Kylan is because he goes into the house, he knows how to play the game. He knows that inevitably he will go into elimination.
Yeah.
So he's just prepared for it every time. And then that way, as they say, if you stay ready, you don't need to get ready.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Kylan that other people don't have. And if anything, I think that makes him a better player, but it also makes him a player that is much more faithful to who he is outside of the game, in the game.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
He was only missing like one little piece last season he was on, and that was the showman's aspect where he was like nervous to do any PDA. And this season he's boom. He's like, I'm making these scenes.
Are we going to make this happen like in real life? Because I want it to. It's not going to happen.
I also think it's a lot of Hurricane Naya in that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe now it's Tropical Storm Naya, but also to go as far as what you were saying, Kitty, based on some of the things we saw on Instagram, no, it's not going anywhere.
No.
Yeah, I know. I'm still like trying to put the pieces together. Like, how does this happen when this is happening?
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
It's a long season.
And I'm also like, did you hurt his feelings? Because
don't you hurt his feelings.
Alexis.
Because
Alexis, very protective here.
Yeah, the mom and Alexis came out.
She is ride or die for Kylan.
I am. I would put him on my list of favorites in this new this new
generation
era.
I enjoy him.
I'm sorry. I apologize to the people listening right away. So Michele makes it through first, like you were saying, but runs around a couple times, and so does Tina from what we see. Shout out to the production for actually using PEMDAS this time. I really appreciated that. Yes.
They're learning.
Do you think they let them know that ahead of time that they have to do that?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure
they did. I'm sure they did. But I'll hide my snarky comment. Michele ends up beating Tina.
Yes.
So like Michelle's on a hot streak with eliminations lately.
Dude,
since Ride or Dies.
She's doing good. Like look, I know again, Michele is a super controversial player in this game. People automatically don't like her because she comes from Survivor. And then, and then there was the whole like weird thing with Laurel. There was, all the J drama. There was, God, what else happened? There's been so much shit. So, but she's good for this show. I don't care what anyone says. She's a good competitor. She's, not afraid to, be part of the drama if there's drama, but she doesn't necessarily seem like a drama starter. And she's funny and now she's into the hookup game too. You know what I mean? She's having a showmance. Like she's good for shows like this. I like seeing her on this show.
Absolutely.
There's something we sped right past.
What?
Uh-oh.
Devin. Who is he right now?
I don't
He
dude.
literally said he gonna give up his game for her? Who? What? How?
He was like, I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To intro you into this, I love the way that they're playing this game.
Yeah. So Devin had that confessional earlier after, his party or whatever. And then Michele also had a confessional at that point where she was like, look, we're just kind of, seeing where things go, blah, 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 whatever. And she's like, we've both made it clear that like we're playing for our teams and, it's hard being on different eras, but we just kind of fit things in where we can. But we are playing for our teams. And then after she wins her elimination, and I loved this so much, and I really just wanted to give Devin props for this whole situation, is after she wins her elimination, Devin like comes running down the stage. He's whooping, cheering, clapping, like screaming for her and everything. But he doesn't rush her. She goes straight to her team and celebrates with her team first. And Devin stands like off to the side behind them, and he's still like whooping and cheering and clapping for her while she celebrates with her team. And then when she's done, he swoops in and hugs her and, kisses her and whatnot. And I thought that this really like it showcased what she was trying to say, that, they're both there to play for their teams and play their own game. And they both understand that. But they're going to kind of do it together. And so I really love this moment. The more and more that I see of Devin and Michele, the more and more I love it. I think that they're so great together. Like they're so great. And it's so cute hearing them both like talk about like, how they've had crushes on each other for multiple seasons now. And it's just never like timed out right. But now it is. And it's just very cute. I love it. It makes my little... What does Katie say? I love love.
I love love.
Yeah.
I just love love.
I've already I'm taking one of their lines anytime me and Corrina fight in the future. Immediate forgiveness.
Immediate forgiveness.
Yeah.
Immediate forgiveness.
I like that too.
Yeah. It's too good not to use.
So yeah, major props to Devin for the way he handled that. I thought it was very, very cute, very sweet. And yeah,
the growth.
I just love them. Yes, the growth, major.
Much. All right, out of this mushy stuff. This is what we're here for, guys.
Yeah.
It's the fucking calculator versus TI-82.
The TI-82. Fucking Derek.
Which was amazing. It was so good.
It's so good.
I love it.
Oh my God.
I love Derek. This one was interesting.
I thought Darrell was getting his redemption.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
When he got through there and I heard him say 760 times 2, I was like, oh, bro, you got this. And then he gets there and he goes, I got enough time. I'm going to write it down in the sand. And then he tries to fucking smooth it out like a tablet. Like, what are you
Just
doing?
write it. If you didn't, he would have won if he didn't do that.
I thought he was digging for something at one point. I had no idea what he was doing.
We're not building sandcastles, Darrell.
Yeah, what are we doing, bro?
Guys, all right, challengers, if you're listening to this, hot tip. When they do big numbers like that, like 760, just take away the 0 and then add it at the end.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. So 76 plus 76 and then add the 0. That's it.
It's very, very easy. Yeah, I felt bad for Darrell.
I do too. Yeah.
At the same time, Kylan got another win. He beat Darrell for the second time in an elimination, and I know he was on top of the fucking world that night. I am sure
he deserved it.
Yeah.
I do love this was better than the flying saucer.
Yeah, the merry-go-round.
The fire tilt-a-whirl.
Whatever that was.
Fire tilt-a-whirl. Yeah.
I like that this was more like even keel than whatever that was.
Yeah.
I was like, that didn't count. This, I was like, okay, this counts.
I love the fact that like a majority of Kylan's wins have come against goats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
He's collecting the set.
But yeah, he's not a good competitor. Oh, shut up.
No, he like, I know people are probably sick of hearing me say this, but him and Horacio are like the ones that you look at, they're like, they can be competitive with anyone.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? So yeah, Kylan gets the W.
Darrell and Tina are going home, but Kylan and Michele. So shit. I mean, well, no, because I'm trying to think which team has lost the least. Is it Era 3
No.
No.
or Era 4?
Era 4, I think.
Era 4, I think.
Or are they the same? Are they
Because
tied?
Era 4's lost Horacio, Nerys.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
I was
I'll
gonna
tell
say
you right now. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, where's the
Yeah,
thing?
I've got the pending post, so just give me 2 seconds.
See, I feel like they're tied.
They might be tied.
They might be. Give me few. Give me.
How many has Era 2 lost?
My brain isn't.
I just
functioning
remember
right
all the
now.
Era 1 people that have.
I can't remember
I don't
who's
remember.
on what team anymore.
I don't know what eras they are anymore.
I'm like, how many green jerseys?
I'm just curious. Like, I just.
4 and 2 are tied with 7 apiece. 3 has 5 total.
And then
5, and then 2, or
One
Era
has
1
2.
has 2. Yeah, so
Nice.
So after the elims, we get into naming the new targets. Era 1, by default, DK and Rachel.
Forever.
I was surprised about Era 2 as far as Kara and Derek.
Yeah,
My heart
Kylan.
sunk a little bit for Derek.
Kylan picked Kara and fucking Michele picked Derek. I was really shocked about that, honestly.
Mhm.
Me too.
But I mean, I guess I get it. Like Kylan's been, kind of working with Laurel, friends-ish with Laurel. So I get where that comes from. He couldn't pick Aviv, didn't want to pick Laurel. So I get that. But I don't know. That was just, it surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I for some reason, I thought he was going to go bananas again. I was really hoping for it.
That would have been so fucking fun.
It would have been great just because it would have been irritating for him.
Yeah, it would have been so fucking funny. Era 3, Corey gets it, even though he doesn't want it.
He gets picked.
And then
Devin is silent when Michele asks for volunteers.
This was the camera spot I noticed.
Oh, what happened?
Okay. So they start off with the guys picking what guy is going to be the target. Then they pan to Devin making a face and Avery standing behind him with the target on her arm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
And then they flash forward again and she doesn't have one.
It's because
Oh.
production also forgot Avery was in the episode.
This is true.
she needs
That's
a
true.
milk
That's
carton.
funny.
Yep. So that was my catch.
She ends up volunteering,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
I'm like, did you see the girls that got picked before you?
How'd you do that?
Yeah, not a good call.
And the girl who got picked after her.
Yeah, like
Who did not volunteer and was pissed
Oh
once
my
again.
God,
She was.
dude.
She said more than she did on that fucking ride back up to the fucking skyscraper.
Which was hilarious.
Yeah, it was. We
God.
glazed over that, but I just wanted to bring that
Dude.
back up at the end.
She is pissed.
She
is livid,
yeah.
dude. But I don't know. I mean, I get it. Like, I don't know. I get where she's upset. And I also get where, people are friends. I don't know.
What do you want
Sucks.
me to do?
Yeah. Theo made me laugh, though, volunteering as the one-eyed warrior.
Yes, fucking Theo. He is one of my favorites.
So is he blind?
Doesn't he have one glass eye? Yeah, one.
No, it's not.
One blind and an eye.
No, it detached. Was it detached right now? Or?
I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something.
He
He's
had
basically
major.
blind.
He had major. Like he was like partially considered partially blind or something like that. I think for a while or
But
whatever while his
it's
eye was
fixed?
healing. Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
How crazy is it that him and Olivia have both been smoked in the face on this show?
Oh my God, that's crazy. I've
It
never.
was always meant to be.
I
They
never
traded
even
war
thought of that.
stories.
Cold as
was
ice,
meant to be.
Alexis. Cold
Damn.
as fucking ice.
I've never thought about that. Oh my God.
They need to be careful.
Woo,
Yeah.
that's nuts.
Wild.
Neither of them are ordering champagne.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right, guys. Who's your MVPs?
Oh, no.
Ooh.
I didn't even think about this.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it either, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm definitely gonna give my female MVP to Michele for the elimination. She did good. She, ended up taking Tina out after Tina talked all that smack to her in the club. So love that. I always love that. With an honorable mention to Miss Tori for throwing that awesome freaking birthday party for Devin. And then for the guys, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Kylan, dude. He fucking beat Darrell again, and and it didn't even seem difficult for him, to be honest. Like the part that took him the longest was because he insisted on pushing all of the fucking little poles out, which was probably just his fucking ADHD. Like they've all got to go, because that would be me. They all got to go, like, because I can't have some halfway and some not. They all got to go, So so I'm gonna just go ahead and give them, and then I guess honorable mention for the guys. I don't know, Devin, because it was his birthday. Happy birthday, Devin.
There we go. Alexis, who you got?
Okay, I'm actually going to make my MVP Darrell, because he finally jumped off the building.
Oh, I like that.
I like it.
And I just really wasn't expecting that. But good for him. Glad he finally did it. And for women, also Michele. She did really good and handled the shit talking well.
Yeah.
And my honorable mention is gonna go to the scene when they were shit talking Nehemiah and Darrell and all them were shit talking each other. He was like, the last time I talked to Kylan, he said, I've already sent Darrell home and I already know what it is. So it just cracked me up.
Katie, who you got?
I think I'm going with Michele. She did so good, especially her saying how scared she was of math. I was like, I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
I would have fucked up so bad so many times. It would have been so bad. But then I'm gonna copy Corrina and give Tori honorable mention, especially because she said something really nice about Michele and we didn't talk about it.
What'd she say?
It was before elimination. They were like getting ready, and she said, "This is Michelle's calm, cool, and confident era." And she was like, "You don't need to be chaotic. You don't need to have a meltdown."
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, "Oh, I just like how she did all that." And then I'm gonna copy Alexis and also go Darrell for that big jump and his bravery.
Yeah,
because that was scary.
Tony, what about you?
So I've got Michele for female for the same reasons that everybody has said, and honestly for the whole season thus far. For men, giving it to Darrell for finally jumping off that building. Also, I'm going to rattle through some honorable mentions because I haven't got to be here for a while, so I can do what I want. So, honorable mention to Derek for absolutely blasting through that puzzle, Kylan for taking down yet another goat in elimination, and Ryan for pissing off bananas.
I like it.
I'll keep mine short and sweet. So, Michele and Kylan for MVPs, honorable mentions, Tina and Darrell. So next time on looks like it's going to be a little bit more spicy. And that's why I was saying in the beginning of the show, I think this is like the little playing pieces that's going to kind of get us into the next big blow up.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point.
I'm looking forward to it. I know we've got some special guests scheduled to come on here in the next couple weeks. For those of you who listen, know we're getting close to the midway point in the season. So that means Alex is going to be back.
Yeah.
Woo. And then, of course, we got some other people that are going to be hopping on. You never know. We might have a challenger come in and do a roundtable with us.
Yep.
And then, like Corrina said, I know we've gone a little while without some unplugs. We have some scheduled, but we really want to wait for people to be done with the season before we speak with them so we could talk about everything in its entirety.
Yeah.
But otherwise, that's pretty much it for the news on our front. If you get a chance, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube and on wherever you listen to podcasts. If you like what you hear, rate us 5 stars. If you don't like what you hear, rate us on Yelp. And otherwise, for myself, Ricky Hayes, my beautiful wife, Corrina Hayes, Tony, Stats and Info, Lance, Alexis, Tex Rawson, and Katie Bad Blood Pahura. We want to thank you guys so much. We appreciate y'all. We hope you have a great day, week, whenever you hear this.
Month, year.
All of that. Era.
Oh my God.
We love y'all. Be good.
We out.
Later.
Bye.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Do it. Do
I
it,
can't
Alex.
do
Say
it.
it. Say it with your
do
chest. Yes, you can.
I
I can't
waited
say it with
to.
my
Do it.
chest.
I can't say it with my chest.
You better stand on business, Alexis. Not if
can't
you
say it.
buck.
Toes down.
I gotta have something better than that.
Nelson's situation 5.
Fuck.